What's up, Hardcore Nation? It's Hardcore Christopher here, and I had a very different video planned out for today, but as they would say, as the old saying goes, well, there is no old saying. Sometimes the things we plan don't actually come to reality. But this has been heavy on my mind, so I'm gonna speak about it today, and we'll see where it goes. I want to talk about a very serious subject. And that the serious subject is suicide. You see, what often happens is that suicide has been running rampant. I'm gonna shut the front door because it's cold. Suicide's been running rampant. And it's saddening to me. We give excuses. What's an excuse that somebody would give? How about, are you fine? And then you say, yes. Yeah, I'm fine. But deep down inside, that you've had enough. Sometimes people get standoffish. Sometimes they even try and reach out for help. Suicide is not a joke, and yet people joke about it every single day. It's very it's hurtful to think You know, whenever I hear about someone who has committed suicide, I always think, why? Well, I've asked that so many times I don't even have an answer to it. For people that are struggling with the thought of uh, with the thought of ending their life or lives. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. You may not feel happy.
Every Friday, it's Feel Good Friday, celebrating what's making you feel good. And you know what's making us feel good today? We are excited.
You know, you may not
through you. This is the last day of Pledge Drive, last final hours. And yeah, you're
feel
needed. Your K-Love station not where it needs to be.
like
we're feeling good because we really do see God moving.
You're any good.
Invitation to be a part of it. You can be a part of the miracle.
Or,
you
know,
and I think we need a little James Brown for this.
Not only feeling no good, but maybe you feel like you're worthless. Maybe you feel like there's no point in living anymore. I want to make sure you understand what suicide is. It's a permanent thing, and you can't go back and redo it. You can't.
Oh, wow, you're going to feel really good. In less than an hour. Can you hear that? Hear the words coming out of my mouth. In less than an hour, we are giving away...
You cannot take back your life once it's already gone.
We're just starting this now. There are no names right now. You can be the first one. 800-525-5683,
And yeah, to you, your life may not have meaning, but what about your friends and what about your family? Once you end your life, that's it. And then your family is hurt, and then your friends are hurt because maybe they didn't know what was going on inside. Maybe you've been struggling with it.
With a gift of just $30 a month, investing $1 a day into the ministry of K-Love. And the reason $1 a day is because
life is so beautiful.
On different things, whether it's maybe a soda or
if you are struggling with it,
candy bar or a pack of gum, or
please reach out to somebody.
We don't think twice about it. Yeah? It's only $1.
Or
think about investing in the ministry.
Call the
with $1. I'm not saying you have to give any of those things up, but if you would just match what you would
call the suicide prevention hotline.
A soda or water, and invest that same $1, $30 a month into the ministry of K-Love. The impact that $1 has every day is huge.
Suicide is something that's real. Suicide is something that's hurtful.
You know, this is your moment. Invest $30 a month right now. Be one of the first 10 to do that. and you are instantly going to be in the running.
You know, you may be thinking right now that, you know, what you've done is all your fault. And believe me, I have done a lot of stuff that has got me in the position that I am now. But all of those things that I did, all of those things that got me to where I am, those are all lessons to be learned from. And yeah, it may take me 10, 20, 30. It may take me a number of times to understand that, hey, this is what happens. This is what happened before, so why are you doing it again? That's the definition of insanity. That's the definition of being crazy. Doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And expecting a different result. I understand. I understand things now that I didn't understand back then. That when you get inside your own head, or when you say things and you don't really think about whether they're right or wrong to say, that means almost everything.
Pouring hope into my life through the ministry of prayer. So it's $1 a day to her. $30 a month. Right.
I'll give you a story.
9. James to Benjamin. You do your part with $1 a day, $30 a month. You could win. Amazon shopping spree that we're giving away in less than an hour. You know, Feel Good Friday, you'll feel really good being able to tell your family today, oh yeah, by the way, just won $1,000. Isn't that crazy? Your Christmas shopping totally taken care of. Think about it. If you're a practical person, you would just want to buy groceries, that works. It's $1,000.
I was playing with a Joplin friend of mine. Her name was Autumn, I think. Yeah, Autumn. And we were playing. We were doing like a hand fight thing. And my hands were around her chest. I don't think they went down her shirt, but she said that my hands went down her shirt, and so I apologized to her in front of the principal, and I got ISS for it. That was whether I think I did it or not, and I still claim that I didn't do it. Still, that action. Just an innocent little hand fight. Got me to ISS. I'll give you another story. I loaned a coworker of mine $250. She told me she'd pay me back. She never did. I'm not mad that I didn't get my money back. But I thought it was the right thing to do, and I put trust into somebody, and they didn't repay that trust. I'll give you another story. And this is the last one. I remember talking to somebody on Skype, I believe it was. And she made me look like a fool. My point is that even though I've done a lot of stupid, which I do stupid well, even though I'm not happy with a lot of the things that I've done,
This is crazy. Okay, if you're just joining us, congratulations on some seriously integral time.
I never once thought
10 minutes ago, at the beginning of the hour, 10 minutes
about
ago or so, we launched something amazing.
taking myself out of this world.
That is unbelievable. In just this hour, think about it. Only the people who call and support K-Love during this hour.
Yeah,
In this hour, you have the chance of winning
I struggle with depression.
$1,000 Amazon shopping. Yeah, and it's just for an hour. So there's not going to be a lot of names in here.
I struggle with being sad sometimes, but even then,
The reality, and the reason we're only doing this for an hour is because
I don't think about
we're down to the last
ending my life.
Let's drive. We really need your help. If you've been sitting back wondering
Why? Why don't I think about ending my life? Because
yes, absolutely. Your K-Love station doesn't
if I
stay
do,
on the air without help from listeners
it
just
doesn't
like you.
just
And we're not
affect
really
my
need your
family.
help. Thank you so much for
It just
helping.
doesn't
You can be a part
affect
of a miracle. We believe it is possible today, but it is
my
going to be
friends.
hands on deck. You're helping right now with whatever you can do. Thanks for being absolutely as generous as you can. I just saw somebody
It's
$2,500 here a couple seconds ago.
so much.
That
Oh my
helps in a big way.
it's a ripple effect.
Kelly, thank you very much.
Sonia and
Have
my
you ever
posted $74 a month. Isn't that cool?
have you ever went to a pond
An unusual number.
and picked up a rock and skipped it,
In Colorado, just Dave saying, you know, I listen every day.
and you notice how the ripples go out?
Better. And hearing my little one saying,
When somebody ends their life,
even if my daughter is, well, a bit off key.
I'll give you an example.
Thank you so I would love to hear that.
It's been a long time since I've watched this YouTube video, but
Maybe you can do like Shirley or like Kelly and give a gift of $1,000 or $2,500 or $5,000. You got some generous friends giving $10,000 or $15,000.
Mark Marrow, who I bet a lot of you don't know except for wrestling fans, he was known as Johnny B. Bad and Marvelous Mark Marrow. He's a motivational speaker now.
Here's how you do it. klove.com.
And one of the things, one of the videos on YouTube that I watched was this mom who had lost her 8 or 9-year-old son due to suicide. He was into trapping and hunting and everything like that, and he was being bullied and everything. And
here's the number. It's 800-525-5683. And again, those folks answering the phone are so I know that you're busy. You got a ton going on.
He was riding the bus home, and it gets to a stop, and the bus driver goes, "So, I'll see you tomorrow." And he goes, "No, you won't."
Just $30 a month right now. All 10 in the drawing for the $1,000 Amazon shopping spree we're giving away in 45 minutes. You know, I think what would be really
he got
we would just start the clock when we see
trying to remember.
How fun is that? Exactly. So the first person
He got a gun,
the very first person in right now,
and he sat in his room.
Amazon shopping spree away in 45 minutes. We kicked it off just 15 minutes ago. So it's just
And
you got a great shot at winning it. First person in to help kick things off. You can get their $30 a month right now. Or if you want to bump your gift up by $30 a month, we'll start the 60-second clock and a shot at being one of the last 9
he
with $1 a day invested in the ministry of Caleb right now.
he texted somebody, and he said, "I'm going to kill myself." And this kid, the kid on the other line said it's put up or shut up.
We gotta start the clock, and here's the reason why.
Their neighbor got wind of it,
One more time, 800-525-5683 or Caleb.
and the neighbor called the boys' parents. The dad rushed home, but he got there too late.
And lend a helping hand supporting your Caleb station with Pledge Drive over in just a few hours. 800-525-5683 or Caleb.com. Your $30 a month makes a huge difference. We're giving you 1 minute extension. It's going fast.
And then the outpouring
Just a second. Your $30 month gift.
of love to his family was overwhelming to him.
Just started this a few minutes ago, and we're giving it away in just a few minutes. 34 seconds to go.
You know, we often think that
Kevin just took one. Judy just took one. Thank you so much for helping. If you want to help right now in Sacramento,
and the worst part about that is that he didn't realize how much people loved him until he ended it.
13 seconds to go. Your shot.
You know,
For a $1,000 Amazon shopping spree. 800-525-5683 or Caleb.com right now.
I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with this phrase, but they took the easy way out. Suicide is not easy by any means. I'll give you one. I said I was only going to give 3 stories, but I'll give you one more story. I knew a kid in high school. I believe I was in my junior. I was in my junior year of high school, and there was a kid in my Language Arts 3 class called, his name was Will Hill. Didn't know him that well. I didn't know him that well. But I tried to get to know him and said some things in passing and everything. And he seemed he was really smart. So it was a weekend, and I was on Facebook, and all of a sudden I began seeing in the feed R.I.P. Will. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Why is everyone wishing Will rest in peace? Come to find out, after talking to his cousin, I had learned that Will had committed suicide over the weekend. We go to school. We get to Language Arts 3. And everyone was shocked. I was talking to a kid that sat at my table, and he knew Will pretty well. But it seemed like after like a month went by, everyone just forgot.
But I love the fact that Tina's saying, hey, I've been in a really dark place, and God has used this station to lift me up. And so thank you, Tina, for being a part of this, and thank you to those who have given in the past to be a part of lifting Tina out of that darkness when she needed it.
Because who of us would not help Tina if we knew what she was going through?
And on top of that,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what you do when you give to Caleb. You provide that hope and that ministry.
There have been at least
with your generosity, and we
20 or more professional wrestlers that have committed suicide. So,
is touching people's lives, giving people hope, encouraging people, and pointing people to Jesus.
Suicide is nothing to play around with. So, I'm Hardcore Christopher. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's meet that 1,000 subscriber mark. I hope I helped someone with this video. Don't forget, at 40 subscribers, I will be doing a Q&A video. You can send your Q&A questions to ChristopherBox25@gmail.com, or you can put your questions down in the comments below.
Where we talk about all the things that are making us feel good, and we all kind of celebrate together. This is the thing that will make you feel even.
And don't forget to go show my friends
Hear my words.
Spooky Robocat, Anton Masters, and Wrestling for Fans some love. I'm Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone.
So here's the deal.